What's good, everybody? It's your boy Tony the Savant back again. Hope you're having a good to great day. All right, man, let's get right into this one because we're talking about Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, the Colorado Buffaloes, as they have recently lost. I forget what bowl game they were in, but they lost. Long story short, the honeymoon for the Colorado Buffaloes ended a long time ago. I made a video, about 6 weeks ago now, questioning if the honeymoon was over for Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes. And I don't want to come off as one of those people that was hating on, one of the Deion Sanders haters. As we all know, there was a number of them out there, jumping on Deion's case or whatnot. But I was never one of those, all in Deion Sanders supporters either. As far as his, Coach Prime supporters, I should say. Deion as a player, I loved him. He's one of my favorite cornerbacks, one of my favorite personalities growing up. I grew up in the heart of the 90s, so Deion Sanders was a staple of my childhood, to say the least. But, now fast forward a couple 20 years, he's no longer that star-studded cornerback that can make every play on the field. He's no longer the what do you call it? This just a magnificent, or the trying to say magnitude, the big personality that can back it up with a big game. There's not Deion Sanders any longer, y'all. You know what I mean? He's a coach. And my take on Deion Sanders from the beginning was Deion Sanders has to be Coach Sanders. He can't be Coach Prime. He can't be Prime. You know what I mean? He can't be none of that. He has to accept that his playing days are over. I think that Deion, really plays to the media. He comes off as one of those guys that really enjoys talking to the media, whether they're grilling them or praising them or, whatever the case. Deion Sanders, he handles the media very well. And so I think he got caught up in a little bit of that in the beginning of the season, coming over from Jackson State to Colorado, coming to the Pac-12, a bigger conference, more spotlight, all that kind of good stuff. I just think that Deion got caught up in the bright lights. And as much as, he's always giving good advice, motivational words, Deion Sanders is still a human, so it's easy to get caught up in stuff and not realize what you're doing in the moment. And I think Deion is guilty of that. But, my take on it was from the beginning, Deion cannot be Coach Prime. He has to be Coach Sanders. He has to come in there with the long-term game plan, because people don't understand the roles of head coaches. Head coaches ain't in there doing the day-to-day getting players ready all the time. That's not really what they do. Yes, they do that, but it's the job of the head coach to make sure everybody's on the same page. Your scouts, your recruiting, your defense. If we talk about on-the-field stuff with the Colorado Buffaloes, we knew from the beginning that they had a number of gaping holes. Even the games that they won, shout out to my boy Melvin from Man Down Sports, the Man Down podcast. I believe he said this, but every time, or it might have been my boy Wild Carmar on ILW. Y'all forgive me, man. I watch a lot of content. I watch a lot of those brothers' contents. Make sure y'all swing by and check them out. But nonetheless, one of them said that every time the Colorado Buffaloes won, it was as if they had to. We always walked away from that game like, yeah, they won, but they could have did this better, or they could have did that better. And even when they lost, it wasn't breaking news, because we knew the Colorado Buffaloes had problems in the trenches. We knew that they had just not. I don't want to knock their skill players, but they didn't have the best skill players, if you will. They had guys that were serviceable. They got the star player in Travis Hunter, of course, but he can only do so much, and he plays both sides of the ball, which I never liked that. You know what I mean? At the college level, you need to be preparing and conditioning your body for the professional level, and there's no way. I mean, you can. I'm not going to sit here and say you can't. There's people that have done it, but I think it's very difficult to play both sides of the football at the college level and the professional level, just because there's so much nuance. You know what I mean? There's so much more going on the field at those levels. In high school, yeah, it looks cool, it looks cute because you want to be on the field, you want to shine as much as possible. In the Pop Warner, Little League, all that kind of stuff, that's fine as well. But when you get to the college level, you need to start becoming a specialist and narrowing down, what you do best. And the fact that Travis Hunter plays both sides of the field. I mean, Deion's okay with it. Of course, that young man is okay with it, but I just think that it just presents more opportunities for him to hurt himself. It decreases the opportunities he has to become a master, and at one thing, trying to be great at two things when you can be a master at one thing. It just makes more sense to me as far as maximizing your talents, your profits, all that good stuff. Uh, but yeah, man, the Colorado Buffaloes, from the jump, I said that they had problems. I believe it was on IOW because I was in the comment section over there when they went live yesterday and they were discussing this situation. But um, I asked them a question as far as do they think Warren Sapp's addition to the coaching staff, to Deion Sanders' coaching staff at Colorado, will that help the line game? And at first I was on my take on it was his addition would help the line game, but with all these recent non-committals and decommitments from these young 3, 4, 5 star athletes, um, I'm thinking that this is going to add a whole different element to this Colorado Buffalo situation, because now you got kids out here who have the talent, to be a contributor to the Colorado Buffaloes, but they have their concerns. They just witnessed this season of so much turmoil and so many ups and downs, and we're still talking about kids here, guys. These dudes that play in college, they're still kids. Yes, they're making their money now. Yes, they are professional athletes, but they're still kids. They're not fully developed to the point where they can handle all, or they should be expected. Excuse me, I should say, these college kids should not be expected to handle all of the scrutiny that they're gonna experience. If they're good enough at the next level. Once you become an adult, I mean, you're an adult in college, but my point being is once you hit that pro level, and it's more so all on you and you're truly the breadwinner at that point, then yeah, it's fair game. You get paid millions of dollars to deal with a little bit of scrutiny. But at the college level, I think these kids are realizing, and when I say these kids, I mean the ones that have decommitted from Colorado. I think not only them, but their families are realizing that the target that's on Deion's back is probably a little too big for some people. Of course, Deion Sanders can handle it because he's been handling it his entire life, for all his adulthood anyway. But then, like I say, when you talk about these kids coming in and, what we're still learning what they can and can't handle, especially psychologically, it just adds a whole different element to the game, and a whole different element to this um, Colorado Buffalo situation. Yes, it does look good to have Warren Sapp on your squad on paper and all that good stuff, but um, like they said over in my boy, I think Nick Shine said this, shout out to Shine. I believe he said, like, if Warren Sapp doesn't have anything to coach over there, then we can expect This addition of Warren Sapp to reap any kind of benefits. You know, but it's so many, like I said, so many different elements. And oh yeah, guys, I wanted to make a breaking video about this. I posted about it on my Facebook, but ESPN recently reported that Shedeur Sanders has a back fracture. So unfortunate, so sad to hear. This may linger into next season as well, from what I read of it. They're hoping that he's able to heal up in the off season, but yeah, man, I'm not sure. And I know that I believe that the quarterback that Deion Sanders had, not Deion, but Colorado recruited. I believe he was a 4 or 5 star. So to lose his non-commitment or lose his commitment probably didn't, seem so horrible in the beginning. But now that Shadeur's health may be in question, um, just like it just adds another layer to this Colorado Buffalo situation. Oh man, so much. We're not even talking about Coach Prime no more, y'all. That's the kind of situation this has become. But y'all tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. There's a few other things I want to discuss, but I'm gonna kind of let this play out a little bit more, and I don't want this video to run too long as well. So we'll talk about Coach Prime and the Buffs a little bit more in the near future. But what do y'all think about the state of the Buffs now? My early take was the honeymoon was over week 5. And we just kind of watched the season roll out the way it did. But how did you see this Colorado Buffalo situation in this season? Do you think it was a success? They definitely had more wins than they did last season, but they only had one conference, win this season as well, which is huge. Conference play in college is very big. It almost doesn't matter what you do on the college, your college record if your in-conference record is trash. So it's a lot. Like I say, just another layer to the Colorado Buffaloes trouble. So again, y'all tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. Please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content on the channel. Thank y'all for your love and support. Y'all the bosses. I'm the guy that loves to work. Let me get back to work. Peace.